What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Nessa Hernandez, and y'all know I'm back on The Real, The Ratchet, and The Reckless. Thank you so much for coming back. Just a little update on life. Girl, it is getting hot. Like, I really thought that this summer wasn't going to get hot, but it's getting hot. And I mean, good thing I don't have to go outside and deal with it or go to work and all that extra shit, and I'm home with the AC, but still, like, you could feel it in the house, the vibe. Like, I'm sorry, like, I'm a LA girl, but the heat is just not, it's not my favorite. I like sunny, breezy days. I hate hot ass days. So shout out to everybody that is pulling through, especially people that live like further down, like in the valley, bitch. Woo! Y'all basically gonna be in Vegas except without the partying and all that. I've been chilling. This quarantine life is really getting to me. Like, I have accepted that this is how things are gonna be, at least to the end of the year. And I'm not okay with it. I mean, I feel like the beginning was cool, but now I feel like I get low-key anxiety sometimes of doing nothing. But I know that I have the podcast. But it's just different, you know, like being in here, you know, I love the studio. Actually, I want to let you guys know that the studio is under construction. So if you see things a little differently, I'm moving things. And I don't have a big space. To remind you guys, this is my room. But it's gonna go under construction because I like the little dynamic, right? I love what it is, but it's still not what I want. So y'all know I'll be working till I get what I want. So we're working on that. That is the only update I have for you guys is the studio's under construction. I'm under construction. And yeah. All right, so y'all know we always start with the motherfucking Ratchet Spark. And today's Ratchet Spark is gonna be a lyric from Young M.A I. And to be honest, I never before I didn't really listen to her because all I knew from her was, oh, you know what I'm saying? And only because I listen to the radio sometimes, like I dead ass, like either I listen to old school music or any mainstream music. Like it's really hard for me to like really dig and like find new music. If I find new music, it's because of somebody around me. Like a few months ago, I was in a car with my boo or whatever. He was playing Young M.A I, right? And I was just vibing. I was like, okay. And she's really good. Like, I feel like people might know that, people that know music or other people, like, y'all might know that, but like, she's really good. Like, real fucking good. I fuck with it. And I feel like the song that stood out to me was Eat. And I just like how hard she goes. Like, I really like how hard she goes. It was really hard to choose a lyric I can really, really relate. I feel like I haven't gotten to a point where like haters are out there or trying to block me from shining, because I don't know if that's possible, but it's a lot about that, like people trying to get in her way. So I had to, out of the whole song, even though I fuck with it, I have to be able to relate with it for me to talk about it. You feel me? Like I have to be like, yee. So luckily no haters are blocking my way or nobody's trying to, get in my way or talk shit down on me. There was a part that I really liked, and I'm gonna play it.
Pray on it, stay focused, keep your vision tunnel. I love my team, I swear it's like we move in the huddle. I don't let this shit affect me, I move in the bubble. Shit.
All right, we're gonna stop it right there. Right. So the following line was, I love my team, I swear it's like we move in a huddle. I don't let this shit affect me, I move in a bubble. I'm gonna focus on, I love my team, I swear it's like we move in a huddle. Like, who are you surrounded by? I feel like I've talked about this before. Who is your circle? You know how they say that whole thing, like birds that fly together, flock together type shit? I believe it to an extent. My group of friends, like we all have different personalities and we will flock together, but we fly differently. You feel me? Like we'll stay together, it'll be a huddle, but everyone moves differently. And like I feel like what I take from my friends is the hustle. Like I can say that they all hustle. Like they go getters, they independent. Like every time we come together, we talk about our craft, we talk about how's everything been going, and everything's always comes down to us pushing and being better and like how we can be better. And I feel in a way we motivate each other. Like they motivate me. You feel me? Like I see what all of them are doing and it reminds me like, bitch, you got to keep pushing too. You know, everybody around you is pushing. So I feel like that is where environment is really important, about who's in your group, who you huddled up. And I do love my team. My team is also my family. Like I feel like all my family members are also pushing. And I know some of us will have, family is another story. But I feel like my family is part of my team. We're all moving the same direction. Like we're all moving in a huddle. And I feel that it's really important for y'all to look at who your team is. Look at your team. Is your team being positive? Is your team being supportive? Is your team hustling? Is your team not giving up? And if you don't have that team, to start creating that team. I remember reading somewhere that it's like you have to start surrounding yourself by people that want to do what you're trying to do. You know, in a sense, my group of friends, we're all doing different things, but I feel that we can relate on a level of, like I said, hustling and pushing and not giving up. So that's why we tight like that. And I just wanted to remind, my team that I do love them, and I do love y'all, my family and my friends, because y'all keep me on my toes, even though y'all, and they might feel the same way that I keep them on their toes. So I feel like that is the beauty of that. Keep your team strong and move in a huddle. Because at the end of the day, those are going to be the real people by your side. If you need to switch the team members for a little bit, like you go stand over there, 24, come back in here, like get somebody else, or you feel like you disconnected from someone that was really cool in your life that was pushing or helping you be better, you need to call them back in, and you need to surround yourself around that. And that's really what I got out of that lyric. Like, it's crazy because I'll read the lyric and it's like, yeah, I move like that. Like, I do love my team, and we do move in a huddle, and I feel like we call each other to remind each other. And I feel like that's important, because if I call somebody and they slumped as fuck, just chilling, they're not doing shit, I don't think it would cross my mind like, oh, I gotta go get this done. I'd be like, damn, they chilling, I'm trying to chill too. So I feel like to an extent it's an influence. So keep your team tight, push your team. If you feel like you got love for your team and they not bad people, you need to also push it in them, you feel me? And if they're not gonna get it, you kind of at some point gotta separate yourself, because everybody out here hungry, bitch. Like, everybody out here is trying to get it, and you need to surround yourself around those people. I tell you guys all the time, like, motivation has not always been there for me. I was doing an interview with my girl, Ellie, which hopefully will post soon. And she asked me, like, how do you stay so motivated? And it's like, girl, motivation comes and goes. Like, I really feel what keeps me standing is my confidence, like the confidence in what I do and the reaction I get and how I do it. That is what reminds me, like, bitch, you got this. When I hear shit or when I hear people say it, it reminds me, because motivation is a B. Like, it's really hard for that to stay in you forever. So you at least have to have your team reminding you get me? Like, you at least have to have little things that matter. Like, my studio reminds me when I walk in my room, it reminds me, like, bitch, you just not gonna record. Or my team will be like, oh, bitch, what you doing today? And I really just want to shout my team out, especially my girl Paula. I really want to give her a special shout out, because I'm sure she feels the same with me. At Honey Dips, LA, we've been friends since high school, but I feel like over the years our friendship has gotten a lot stronger, and she is doing her business, but we both are trying to brand ourselves. And I feel like on that level we always connect, like reminding each other, okay, bitch, you gotta post, you gotta do this. Like, she'll call me, I'll call her, like, what's the deal, what's good? We'll have meetups every Friday. Like, we'll hold each other accountable to make those things happen, you get me? And I feel like that also reminds me. And just a special shout out to her, I'm gonna give her a horn, that she's also doing a wonderful job, and I don't want her to stop, and I know she don't want me to stop either. But I feel like that is a perfect example of a bitch that keep pushing. Like, she's a hustler, she keeps pushing, and even though she want to quit, just like sometimes I'm like we keep each other on our toes. In general, shout out to the Ratchet Squad. Y'all already know who y'all are, and thank you, girls, for just being so amazing and reminding me that we got this. All right, that's going to be it for the Ratchet Spark. I hope that wasn't too long. That was long as fuck. And we're going to go ahead and move on. I already know what time it is.
Bitch, what?
Let me get some water.
Bitch, what? Bitch, what? What? Bitch, what?
All right, y'all. So today for Bitch What, it was at least 3 years ago, and I was still enrolled in college. So y'all know that was a long time ago. So my girl was like, oh, they're doing college night at, I think it was the Getty Museum. I want to say it was the Getty Museum. And it was like college night. Like, I feel like something was free. It was admission or the drinks. Something was free, but it was college night, and we was in that bitch. So we pulled up. It was about 4 of us. And we were excited. Like, you could just never take a Ratchet to the museum. We try to do things differently. And we went to the museum. And honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I had such a good time. So we went, they had like bars open, there was music, there was lights, and we're like, all right, like, we about to get a drink. So we get in line to in the bar, and we get some food. We had to just show our college IDs, whatever. And we get some food, we get some drinks, and then we get in line to the bar, and we actually see a friend we know from like, woo, like middle school, like from our middle school. And we were like, oh shit, what's up? And he hooked us up and we drank. But I clearly remember him like bringing us a bottle. I could be wrong, but I know that he brought us, like he hooked us up on wine. Like I think he got us a bottle of wine, and we were so happy, little ratchet little birds. We were like, ah, and we got so drunk. Well, I don't even know if I could speak for all of them, but I was drunk. I was lit, and I was like, all right, let's get it. I'm in a museum. So they do like little tours or whatever, like going around the museum, and we were lit. Like we were already the loudest in the group, and it wasn't like, I know it was college night, but I feel like, what kind of ratchets are gonna go to the museum on a college night? Like if you do some other shit, like the real ratchet's gonna be at like the college night, Velasco's, I don't know, like the ratchet shit. But the museum, you know, we were trying to test the water. So I feel like it really wasn't crazy ratchet people like us. So, and I feel like there was other people that weren't even college students. Like it was just older people and mature. I know we were like 21, 22, I promise you. I almost basically got arrested, but no, I could have gotten in some huge trouble. So I remember we're going up the stairs and they're like, all right, we're going to move into the next room, as you can see here. And I clearly remember, I think I have the video. I'm going to try to post the video after the podcast. So there's a video where we enter to a room and they have like a large, like paintings. Yeah, it almost looks like a carpet, like a giant carpet, but it's a huge painting. Like it almost takes up an entire wall. Like I would say like 15 feet that way. Like what is that width? Yeah, 15 to 20. Like it was humongous, like humongous. And people are just like looking at it. And he's like, this is from like the 1800s. I don't even know what year, but they were old as hell. And they basically painted like those times. And it was like this old ancient shit. And my little ratchet ass was like, bitch, record this, bitch, record this. Y'all know how that is. Like, I still do that to this day. Like, when I be like, we be doing crazy shit, like, bitch, record this. I'm about to hop on top of this taxi, record this. And we just do crazy shit. And at the time, I was very immature. I'm better now. But now thinking about it, like, I wouldn't do that now. So I literally, like, grabbed the painting while he was talking. But I didn't think that the little instructor was going to see me. I don't even know if he saw me. I think he did. I think we probably got kicked out or we had to go after that. But anyway, let me just get to what happened. So I literally grabbed the painting and I'm like, bitch, I want to see what the 1800s smelled like. And I just grab it, like I move it. I know I got caught because it moved the whole thing. And I was like, like we just laughing and messing with it. And I really feel like the guy told us something like, you don't do that. Number one, you do not touch art in a museum. I feel like everyone knows that. That's things that they tell us in elementary when we go to museums. Like, don't touch the art. Well, guess what little 20-year-old something Nessa did? I grabbed the hell out of it and like sniffed it, but like moved it. And it was ratchet. I really feel like they told us to go, or we had to go because we were lit. We were like loud. And yeah, I think we went back downstairs and drank some more. And it was a lit ass night at the Getty Museum. Like, and I think we had some pictures, like, don't take us to nice places. We are gonna act ratchet as fuck. And it was funny because I'm like a little 21-year-old drinking wine and shit. To this day, I'm barely learning wine and certain things. So it's like, I knew I did not care what I was drinking, but I remember it was white wine. And I know that white wine makes me crazy sometimes, like wild. Like red wine be chilling me, but like white wine, it's a party. And it was lit. It was pretty fucking lit. And I don't regret anything, honestly. Like looking at all these pictures on my wall, I'm like, damn, we was lit there. I definitely had a lot of fun in my early 20s. Like I said, if you follow my Instagram, my early 20s were probably the most ratchetest times. But it was a lit night. I remember I even tried to wear a nice shirt, to like make me look like I was ready for the museum. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on because y'all know that's what we do on The Real, The Ratchet, and The Reckless. We're going to go ahead and hit JD up because I know she always got the motherfucking tea. All right, y'all. So JD is not answering, but the show must go on. So I'm going to go ahead and report some celeb tea that I thought was worth talking about. So everybody knows Cardi dropped a new single, right? I think it's called a single with Meg Thee Stallion called WAP. And it was, the song itself, I thought was pretty cool. I just thought it was gonna be more ratchet, just to keep it honest. I really was excited because I was like, "Ooh, Cardi and Meg, bitch! Like summer's not over. Summer's about to be extended. We're gonna get ratchet." And I was really happy for the collab, but it really wasn't what I expected. But the video was bomb. Like I really liked the video. Anyway, moving on, days later, because everybody's bored out of their minds because of quarantine, people got something to say about the song. And that really started bothering me. Like, and the fact that it was mostly men. Like, we do have a few women out there that are like, oh my God, da, 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 like my children. Like, when people start worrying about their children, it's like you control your children. Not Cardi, not Meg. You control what they listen to, at least in your house, because kids be doing shit elsewhere outside the house and you be surprised. Anyway, so your job is to take care of your kids and keep them in control. I don't think that the world has to stop for your kids. And definitely not Cardi and Meg. They can't stop for your kids. Anyway, but men, I feel very shook that men got something to say about WAP. We all know what WAP stands for, right? Whereas, and I really, just to be completely honest, I thought it was like, oh shit, a little ratchet, but to each his own, bitch. There is like worse music out there. Like lyrically, sexually, like people, especially men, like, for example, I am a huge fan of YG. I love YG. I love Too Short. But those are two perfect examples of artists that talk about wet ass or, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy that people are going crazy because a woman is talking about her own. But men could talk about other women, but a woman can't talk about her own. And it's shocking to me that, oh, they want to boycott it and be all extra about it because, oh my God, like, God forbid a woman starts embracing her sexuality or being sexual when that's all men do. And I think it's crazy because CeeLo or whatever his name is, when I don't like to bash on people or talk about people, but it's like, who are you? Who? I mean, why do you even think that anybody, I don't even know why he feels like he can comment on that. Number one, I don't even feel right with a man even talking about that, having something to say when it's like all these years we have all this sexual ass music, especially coming from men. But it's like, I guess now it's such a big deal because it's coming from a woman and it's not ladylike. And I think that's what everyone's freaking out about. Like, we do talk about how Little Kim, Trina, back in the day, whatever, like they were rappers and shit. But it's like now it's like, I feel like lately, especially with women, like these new women, like they don't care. Like they're repping being independent. They're repping, city girls. Like they're repping what it is and they're not ashamed. You get me? And I feel like there's not a problem with that. They do what they do. And I feel like, how is that any of your business in general? Like, and him and others like mentioned, they talk about their daughters, like I don't want my daughter listening to this, but it's like, you know what, I feel like at the end of the day it's all on the parent, like how you raise your daughter. For example, I could be a little ratchet, I could sing along to Meg, I could twerk to Cardi, but do I do everything they say? I don't even know if they do everything they say. And it's like, it's a vibe, it's music, it's ratchet, it's expressing yourself. And it's like, even though I sing to it, I don't even think that I do half the shit Meg be talking about, just to keep it 100, because at the end of the day, I know my own shit. Like, I know how I walk, I know how I move, and I feel like music doesn't change that. Like, I feel like if you're built solid and your parents teach you a little something, because I really feel like my dad taught me about fucking, respect, morals, all of that. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, as a woman, I can make, in general, any decision I want as a woman, because I am my own, and I can make any choice I want. But at the end of the day, I feel like what I was raised on, like, it's still in the back of my head, and I carry that with me. Like, I do think about my image, I do think about certain things like that, but I don't know why it's anybody's business to comment about women expressing themselves as women. Like, I don't know how that's any of your concern. So I really had a problem with that, because we have all these male artists that talk about nasty shit and nobody's saying nothing, and all of a sudden girls want to get a little sexual, a little ratchet, and it's a problem, And Yeah, I'm just like, baby, stay in your lane. Worry about raising your kids. If it's really, I don't know why they're trying to like shut it down. Like, I think that's what's tripping me out more. That it's like they're really trying to shut this shit down when, and talk about the influence it has. Like, well, y'all scared women to embrace their sexuality. Like, I think they're scared. They're scared, and I think they mad. And I feel like if it was really a problem about thinking about what the youth or what others are listening to or hearing, like, you would worry about people talking about violence and drugs and rapping, because that's what these kids really doing. They really popping mollies and drinking lean like it's cute or cool because they see it and hear it in the music and the music videos, and they think it's a whole ass vibe. If we really want to take it down to that, I think we need to start there. Like, and I don't even know in general, like, why is sexuality anybody's business? You know, and I feel like if they really wanted to start somewhere, they can start there. We're trying to block music. I mean, that promotes violence, drugs, all that extra shit that kids end up listening to. Yo, kids end up listening to. But in reality, to me, music is music. I feel like anybody can say whatever they want, just like on this podcast. If I wanted to come here and talk out of my ass and be like, yeah, boom, boom, killer, put, this, that, it's a freedom of speech, baby. It's a freedom of speech. I think that Meg and Cardi should really, like, I'm really surprised they haven't really came out and said nothing. I don't know if they have. JD's not answering, and she always got the tea. So I'm doing the tea because I had to express my opinion on it, because it was really bothering me that a man got something to say about what. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end it right there because I already went on and on. But yeah, don't forget, guys, to make sure to follow me on Instagram at @nessernandez_, and make sure to always listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor.com, y'all. And don't forget to tell your mom, your tia, and your abuelita that the real, the ratchet, and reckless is where it's at. It's your girl, Nessa Hernandez. I'm signing out. This is a whole ass process. I don't think people understand.